Hi everyone, I'm so excited to welcome you to Technology for Educators. My name is Shannon Cheston and my email is here on the slide for you, but it's also on the Angel website, and feel free to email me with any questions that you might have. I teach middle school, and I kind of came upon that by happenstance when our school decided to add the fifth grade into the middle school. I was teaching fifth grade at the time and went over with them. And then sort of fell in love with the middle school child. I know that lots of people think I'm crazy for that, but those of you out there who teach middle school, you get it. And now I teach sixth and eighth grade. I teach sixth grade history, eighth grade English, sixth grade Photoshop, and eighth grade digital media classes. And I love the middle school child and have a lot of fun. But I also equally love the two little girls here on this slide. These are my daughters, and they are 5 and 7. This is from our snow just a couple weeks ago. We had to get out and play and build a snowman and go sledding, and they had a lot of fun. So they keep me very busy. But that's just a little bit about me to get started, so you know where I'm coming from. And what I hope to do in this class is show you some tools and hopefully provide you some time to play. We only have about 18 days together, and you're going to choose 3 of the 4 modules. I really strongly believe in choice. I do this for my middle schoolers and for teacher education. I like to people to explore and research or look into things that interest them. So I've grouped the modules into 4 areas, and if there's one that just isn't intriguing to you and that's not a tool or an area that you feel that you need to grow, you can just skip that one. You'll respond to a discussion post. Every 4 to 5 days, you'll see that there's a due date, and we'll talk about those posts in just a few minutes. And then you'll comment on 2 other student posts. So for each due date, you'll be expected to post and respond to 2 other posts. So let's just look at a quick overview of the modules. Module 1 are presentation tools. Some of these I'm more familiar with than others. I'm recently a fan of PechaKucha, which you will see I will do one of those a little bit later. And some of the others are ones that you can use with your students or you can use to deliver content as well. Module 2, flipping tools. I have been working over the last 2 years to flip my 8th grade English classroom, and these are all tools that I use, some of my favorites. There's so many out there, but I tried to pick some of the ones that I thought were the best and the easiest to integrate to. And then Module 3 are communication tools, and these are tools to communicate to a wider audience, whether that be parents or the school community or to a team of people that you might be on. It can also be to communicate with students, students to communicate with you, students to communicate with each other. And I went ahead and included on those Symbaloo live binders and even Google Drive as a way to either share files and Flickr for pictures, but also Symbaloo and live binders are great ways to bookmark websites and resources online. So you can do that by unit, by semester, by class, by literature book. I do it by literature book for my 8th grade, by unit for my 6th grade. And it's just a way for me to sort of curate resources for them when I need them to go to a website. It's much easier to do that than give them a web link. So I'll show you that too. And then Module 4, grab your coffee mugs, and we are going to have a little appy hour. And these are if you are interested in integrating iPad either into your teaching and helping you manage your lessons, create videos of your lessons, or there's a few in there that are also very helpful to you for you to use with your students if you're lucky enough to have iPads available to your students. So that's why that list is very long. I tried to hit both areas, both what you can do with students and what you can do with your, just to help you. So what I've done is I've created a introductory video for each of the modules, and I ask that you look at that video first. It will give you an overview of the pros, the cons, some of the features of each of those tools so you get an idea of what one you might want to pick. Even if you think you know right away, I would still ask that you watch that video, because there might be something that you think, okay, I want to use this, but then you might see something different and it might actually meet your needs better. And then you'll choose one tool from that module to report back on. When you report on that tool, I'd like you to think of 3, 2, 1. So you're going to choose which tool to explore. You're going to go learn about it. You might even use it with a class. You might think about how you might use it with a class. Spend a few days playing with that tool, and then post to the discussion thread 3, 2, 1. So you're going to do 3 features that you like about the tool, 2 ways that you could use it in a lesson or in a unit, and then 1 question or concern or sort of last thought that you might have on that tool. So 3, 2, 1. And that's what you'll include in your discussion thread by the due date, which is about every 4 to 5 days. You'll have a due date. The assignments, you'll have 3 donate show and tells. These are your discussion threads. One for March 28th, another one for April 1st, and then the 3rd one will be April 5th, because remember, you get to drop one of the modules that doesn't interest you. So you're only going to report on 3 of the 4 modules. The discussion thread responses are the responses that you respond to other people. And feel free to continue that dialogue. If you ask a question, someone answers it, you might want to ask the question back. I also will be in there hoping to answer some questions, but maybe pose a few as well. And then you're going to do a final reflection that will be due on April 10th. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So your total points is 150. So when you respond to someone else's post, I want you to think like and wonder. So I want you to think about, what do you like about the tool? So on your response, you might choose somebody who did the same tool as you. Maybe they thought of a new way to use it and you like that. Maybe they chose the tool that you couldn't decide between 2 tools to explore, and so you were really interested to hear more about that other one. And what did you like about it? And then post a wonder. Post a question that you might have. So the tool does this, but can it do this? Or how can you use it with students? Or could you use it with a younger grade level? And just kind of wonder about something and pose a question. So when you're responding to somebody else, you're liking and wonder. And when you're responding to about the tool, you're going to use that 3, 2, 1 model. 3 things you like, 2 ways to use it in the classroom, and 1 question. Now your final reflection, I'd like you to have a plan for some professional growth related to the tools that you've seen. So you're going to do one of 3 things. You're going to choose a lesson or unit that you currently are doing now but want to change. You want to integrate some technology, you need to change it up. It's kind of gotten boring, or it's a challenge, or whatever reason you want to change it. There might also be a lesson that you're already using some technology, but it's really not working for you and you want to integrate a different technology. Or you can choose an entirely different lesson. But you're going to choose a lesson and or unit, whichever is easier for you. And you're going to choose a tool that will transform the way you deliver the content and how the students will comprehend the content. So how will this tool really make a difference in your classroom? You're going to show us this not by just typing a response in the discussion thread. You're actually going to choose one of the tools to use to create a short video like I'm creating right now. Right now, you can see me in the picture right down here because I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, and this is going to be one of the tools that you'll look at. But there's lots of tools where you can talk over some points and explain things using voiceover and or video, and then report back to the class. So we'll talk about their final reflection in a little bit more detail in about a week. And then the last thing I have for you, you'll notice inside the Angel site are something called curated resources. And there's just so much out there and so much I wanted to show you in a short time that I thought that I would curate some resources for you. They're divided by module. So if you're looking for communication tools, you'll go to that module. And I've included how-to videos, so if you are interested in another tool and you want to learn more about it, I've included some articles that talk about how to use some of these tools in the classroom. For instance, one of the articles is called 60 Ways to Use Twitter in the Classroom. Other sites give some lesson plan ideas. So you might want to go there, click on the links, bookmark them into your own bookmarks, or save them in some way for further investigation. They may be helpful to you during your course as well. So have fun, enjoy, and please don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions at all. Thanks so much.